So I'm reading this book, The Law of Success. It's like the book just fell off the shelf and the page just popped up. It says here, your 6 most dangerous enemies is the chapter. Within this chapter are the 6 basic fears that every human on earth has, stemming from 1, physical heredity, 2, social heredity. Let's get into the 6 fears now. Number 1, the fear of poverty. Number 2, the fear of old age. Number 3, the fear of ill health. Number 4, the fear of loss of love of someone. Number 5, the fear of criticism. And number 6, the fear of death. So, along the ascension process on this planet, human beings are evolving. We are evolving from the identification with the mind and with the flesh to identification with the soul, with love. And for us to step into our true light, to the true love that which we all are, we must release our fears. And the only way to release our fears is by facing them. So, when you think about it, the reason why the collective consciousness has manifested something of a pandemic is so that we can face our fears. So why do we need to face our fears? Fear is in the mind. Okay. Fear is in the mind. Whereas love is in the heart. Who you really are, you're a unique perspective of the one infinite creator. What does that mean? You're made out of pure love. We are all made out of pure love. All of us are. But when we're identified with our mind, we're in fear. Because the ego is the mind-made construct of who you think you are based off your past experiences. Oh, I'm a human being. And that's it. Okay. Well, the truth of this reality is you're a spiritual being having a human experience. Your soul is eternal. Your human is temporary. You're not just your mind and your body. You're using your mind and your body. You're experiencing a mind. You're experiencing a body. So what does that mean? We must face our fears to evolve, to ascend. And in the history of evolution of any species, human or animal, evolution only occurs when we need to. We are adaptable. Whenever we need to evolve, we do. But if we don't, we'll be comfortable where we are. So what happens is, in our individual lives, the universe will send you a test. Hey, remember that thing you're still afraid of? Well, poof, there it is. Is it the fear of poverty? Oh, well, you just lost your job. Ooh. For you to ascend, you must get over that fear. We all must. The fear of ill health. Oh, pandemic crisis. Look, there's sickness everywhere. Look, oh my God, what are you gonna do? You see, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. In the past, I used to look at the pandemic as a negative thing, and I'm starting to change my perspective. Because at one point in time in the past, I was really negative about it. I was like, look at all these, the elites are controlling us, and it's unfair. Why is this happening? That type of stuff. But when you look at it from a greater perspective, when you zoom out and say, look, where are we headed as humanity? We're evolving. We either evolve or we destroy ourselves. That's what's happening. So we must face our fears to detach from our identification with our mind so that we then reclaim our union with our soul, our eternal aspect, accessing our own divine wisdom, accessing infinite intelligence. Another one of the fears, right? The fear of a loss of love of someone. During this pandemic, families are fighting. They're arguing over beliefs, right? Jab versus no jab. Mask versus no mask, right? One of the basic fears from the law of success. You see, the law of success, for those of you that don't know, was written by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill, in the early 20th century, about 100 years ago, was paid to go on a journey studying all the wealthiest men in the world, discovering the secrets of success, okay, by Andrew Carnegie, who was the wealthiest man in the world at the time. He owned U.S. Steel, okay. This book, The Law of Success in 16 Lessons, by Napoleon Hill, the author of the more well-known book, Think and Grow Rich. The 6 basic fears that all human beings have, okay? Or the old version of human beings have, because, or you could say the current, because the version of humanity, the version of earth that we are creating is heaven on earth. It's peace, it's love, it's unity. Separation's an illusion. We are all one. We are all connected, right? The 5th basic fear, right? Pandemic got us facing this too. The fear of criticism. Oh, everyone's telling me I need to do this. Everyone's telling me I need to do this. But what if you, or maybe the other way around. Maybe you believe that. And maybe it's like, from one perspective, you could say, oh, the hidden hand has us picking sides, dividing us so that we can so they can conquer. See, that's a perspective. That's a perspective. But here's another perspective I just got from reading this book. Because I didn't have this perspective before. I just saw this. But then I realized, I said, you know what? Let me be open-minded here to something new. I can't hold on to the way I think forever. I can't hold on to everything I've ever believed. Because then I'll never change. I'll never grow. The fear of criticism. We've all had to face the fear of criticism. Any time that you've walked in a store without a mask on, if you don't believe in the mask, right? You had to face your fear of criticism, did you not? Did you not? Right? Or when you walk into your family's home, you're going through an awakening. You're afraid they might not understand you. They might criticize you, right? They might tell you to do something or conform to something that you don't want to do. Whether that be going to school that you don't want to go to, going to a job that you don't want to go to, right? Maybe they're providing your meals or your clothing, and they're buying you food you don't want to eat, or clothes you don't want to wear, right? Those little things, the fear of criticism. You see, part of awakening is speaking your truth. And for you to speak your truth, for us to speak our truth, we must face our fear of criticism. Okay. And then the other one, fear of death. The fear of death. You think the pandemic has gotten us to face that fear? Oh, the media says there's this many people dying every day. And you may have seen it in your own family. I have as well. Okay? Whether you believe that's because of the programming, or whether you believe there's an actual, I'm not sure if I can say the word, so I won't, going around spreading. Now let me tell you what I believe and what I personally know to be true. Okay? What goes into your mind produces thoughts. And if you think about something enough, that will manifest into the body. Okay? It'll manifest into the body. So if you're looking at the media, or you're looking at the people at work, and you're looking at them, you're seeing them. Okay? You're seeing this, and you're hearing, oh, did you hear what they said on the news? Oh, did you hear what they said? And then you turn on the sports game. What do you see? The players on the bench. It's everywhere. You're driving on the road. What does the billboard say? Okay? So your eyes are on it. So your mind's thinking about it. So then you might be fearing, I might have the fear of ill health. Oh, I might get sick. Or I might die. Or someone in my family might die. Right? Those thoughts are going to creep into your head at some point. Whether you believe the thought or not, the thought's going to come. Okay? And then you're getting peer pressured. There's a lot of people getting peer pressured right now. I encourage you to follow your intuition and speak your truth. Whatever is true to you, whatever resonates with you, be willing to say no to whatever that means for you. And you'll know. If this message is for you, it's for you. Okay? You're watching this for a reason. And the fear of old age. So check this out. There are many breakthroughs in science. There are many breakthroughs in health. Anti-aging. Human possibility of maybe we can live longer. There are companies right now working on immortality. Did you know that? I just found that out the other day. And I was like, and I was already thinking that. I was like, why can't we live longer? Think about it. If we change what's going into our mind, if we start consuming positive information, right? If we start consuming positive information and we start eating healthier, organic whole food, fruits and vegetables, mostly live enzymes, a more plant-based diet, a more alkaline diet, we're healthy, we have the right information about how to work out our bodies, how to do yoga, breath work, how to reduce stress and anxiety. We have all that information, not only just for me and you, but for everyone. How much longer can we live, right? When you're in connection with your soul's purpose, right? When you're in connection with your soul's purpose, your body's aging delays, but we got to face that fear, okay? So we got to face these fears. Facing these fears is how we ascend. What is ascension? Ascension is you're raising your frequency from fear to love. That's what ascension is. It's the simplest way to put it. Ascension is raising your frequency from fear to love. Okay, where do fears come from? Well, fear is in the root chakra. Okay, it's in the root chakra. It's at the base of your spine. That's where fear is. Also, emotionally, fear is related to your survival instincts, right? Fear of poverty. Am I going to have enough money for food, for shelter? Fear of ill health. Am I getting the right foods? Or is most of the stuff in the stores have toxins in it? Right? Or is there something out there that I'm going to catch? Okay. You got to face those fears. It's in the root chakra. Because if you're in the root chakra, you're in fear. You're not up here in love. Okay? When you're in love with yourself and with your present moment, your intuition is clear. Your intuition is clear. You're up here. You're up here. That's the present moment. That's the fifth dimension. That's the fifth dimension is love. So we are ascending. We are ascending from the third dimensional matrix of fear and evolving to the fifth dimension of love, of presence. That's what ascension is. That is what ascension is. And then you go up the chakras. You enter in this region, the third eye, the pineal gland, which is a gland in the center of your brain. This is your connection to the spiritual realm. This is how you access your spirit guides. This is how you access information about your past lives. Your third eye chakra. Ascension is going from fear, which is the root chakra, to love, which is the heart chakra. Okay? That's ascension. The third eye, it's not needed to ascend. It's just extra. It's fun. Isn't it interesting to find out that you're more than just this human? You're more than just this physical body and this mind. Like who you are. Like you're a soul. You've been in multiple bodies. Tried them on. Got done with it. Said, I'm just gonna use that up. All right. That shit gone. All right. Bet. All right, let me do this again. You see, Earth is a spiritual school. We learn spiritual lessons, karmic lessons. We create karma with free will. So check this out. We're creating heaven on earth. Ooh, this is good. Oh my God, keep it coming. Okay, check this out. So humans who have free will create karma, okay? Fear creates karma. What other fears are there? Competition. Oh, is this person better or worse than me? Oh, I gotta prove that I'm better, right? That's the ego game. Okay, that's fear. That's the third dimension. Okay. Love is what I give out comes back to me. We are all one. The law of exchange. That's love. That's ascension. Heaven on earth is divine will. The fifth dimensional earth is divine will. The third dimensional earth is free will. And you see, when humans have free will, you pair that with the fact that I believe we've been brainwashed since birth. So we're brainwashed to be in fear, to be in competition with each other, Republican versus Democrat, Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter, the Pride movement versus anti-homosexual. You know what I mean? Division, separation is an illusion. So how has this hidden hand that's been controlling this matrix system, how did they get us to behave in a certain way where we've manifested this current situation, collective reality on Earth, where there's a pandemic and where there's wars. You see, we are souls. We are souls. This human experience on Earth, some say it was an experiment, right? The Anunnaki. But you see, when humanity realizes that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and all spirits come from the one spirit. We are all one spirit. We're all one spirit in different bodies. Okay. And we could go all day on that. But look, the fears, the key to ascension. The key to ascension is facing your fears. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I've been in many scenarios over this last year and a half, as I'm sure you have as well, since the pandemic began, where you had no choice but to face those fears. And you've been growing because of it, right? You've been growing because of it. Now look at where we are. Look at where we are right now. Anything can happen. Anything. What matters is that you know that if you want to change the world, you must be that change. And it doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to be this huge thing. You being yourself and loving yourself is enough. Because when you love yourself, when you're being yourself, and when you're in your true authenticity, you're in connection with your higher self. You're no longer playing the free will game of trying to figure everything out. You're playing the divine will game. You're being guided, and what you're being guided by is your higher self, is your spirit guides. And when you realize that your soul, your higher self is the truest frequency of your soul's expression, okay? So your truth, that's your true self. Like when you're connected with love and presence, that's your true self. But when you're connected with fear, with the ego, that's your conditioned self. Samadhi, the illusion of self, right? Your conditioned self is your ego. Okay, what does that mean? Whatever you've been programmed to think and programmed to do, that's who the ego thinks it is. It's like, oh, that's who I am. I'm this human because all these things happen to me. I know this, right? That's the ego. That's the egoic mind. But when you let go of that, maybe it's a meditation, maybe it's a walk. It doesn't always have to be a meditation to find the present moment. It's being in the present moment. It's being in your center. Being in your center. Being in your own frame. Being your own frame. When your higher self gives you the frame, you're like, oh, this is my frame. But you realize you're not the frame. You're not your beliefs. You're not the character, you're playing a character. You're not the character, you're playing the character. We were brainwashed to believe we couldn't do it. Because look in the past. Look in the past, Jordan. They would say, look in the past, no one's ever done that before. What makes you think you can do it? What makes you think you can? What makes you so special? Where'd you learn this stuff? What makes you think you know all this? I've heard it all. Listen. Sometimes when you're in your truth, it doesn't sit well with people's egos. Well, this is not how we know this person. This person's acting different. But remember, in the beginning of your process, now everyone's process is different. Everyone's process is different. But to simplify this entire ascension process, you're going from fear to love. You're going from the mind to the soul. That's what you are. That's what we're doing. That's what we're all doing. And the truth is, you have your own blueprint. You have your own divine plan for your life. There's a divine plan for this world, for this planet, for this earth. And you have your own divine blueprint within that plan. And you carry out that blueprint through your unique soul signatures. Maybe you're an artist. Maybe you're an entertainer. Maybe you're a visionary. Maybe you're a teacher, like me. Maybe you're a warrior. Your soul signature is unique to you. Now, part of this experience is we do have free will. So you can choose to follow your blueprint once you find out what that blueprint is. If you'd like to find out what your blueprint is, look at the description box below. Join the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. We do live trainings in there. Join a community of like-minded people. You can learn how to do what it is that I'm saying step by step. This is my mission, and I'm here to help you find yours.